Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Black Girl Order. I am your host Anaya, and today I'll be discussing a just a controversial topic that I feel like needs to be discussed and isn't discussed as much as it should be. I made sure that I got my notes, I did my research, so my topic could be more objective than subjective, but of course, since it affects me and women of color directly, then I will be inputting some of my feelings, but I'm going to try to make sure that they are applicable to the point that I'm making. But before I get started on the topic, I do want to give a very quick and brief shout out to Jana Jewels. That is Jhana Jewels. Okay, she makes bracelets out of crystals. She also makes waist beads and necklaces. I really feel like you should check her out. Okay, she just got some new items in shop. It's very affordable and it's not too pricey, y'all. It is not too pricey and it looks good and it's high quality. But yeah, now that I've gotten that out the way, today's topic I'm going to discuss is the effects of white women tears on the Black community / people of color as a whole. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want to be subjective. I'm going to try to keep my feelings out of it for the most part. I do want to make some very valid points, but of course, I'm going to get a little emotional. Not emotional, but I'm going to bring a little emotion into it because, like I said, it affects me, a woman of color / Black women as a whole. So, yeah. But the first thing I wanted to address was, Black people have to constantly accommodate white people whenever they feel uncomfortable with anything. Say you mention something that makes you uncomfortable, that has been affecting you, that they've done. It is all hell. It's hell to pay. So with that being, we always have to accommodate them and make sure they don't feel uncomfortable every time we mention something like slavery around them or just anything, period. Especially when it comes to people who claim they are allies. We have to make sure they stay allies because for some reason Black people always want some type of approval from white people, or they want others to be on their side without being on each other's side. And one thing that I do want to say real quick is that before you try to unite with other people of color, this is just specifically for the Black community, but I feel like before we try to unite, POC unity, before we try to unite with white people, stand in solidarity with everyone other than Black people, I feel like we should try to stand in solidarity with Black people first, because we're not even together as a whole. We're not even standing in solidarity as the whole community together. We still have things like colorism and just skin tone things and a whole bunch of things that affect the way that we move today because of white people. So I feel like with that being said, we should work together to try to tear down that narrative so we don't have to worry about, things like this affecting us, or so we don't have to come to large disagreements as a whole. Of course, people are going to disagree with things that I've said, Black people, whoever, but knowing that the majority is on my side, when something goes wrong, then that is a plus. But yes, so white women tears affect Black people as a whole, and one of the best examples I can give you guys is the Emmett Till case, or any cases where a white woman felt threatened by a Black man because they felt like the Black man was going to rape her or trying to hurt her or rob her. Okay, another example is Black Wall Street, where the whole riot started with a white woman feeling threatened on an elevator with a Black man who allegedly robbed her or tried to steal her purse. But with that being, a lot of white men came to her defense and burnt down a whole community of Black people. If you do not believe this, please look it up. Google is always free. I do not have any direct sources from this. I just know this because, it's Black Wall Street, one of the most successful streets in the Black community. One of the most successful neighborhoods, communities the Black community has ever had. One of them. I'm not saying we don't have any now, but I haven't really seen any, but just one of them. So yes, the world stops when white women cry, and with white women crying, they cancel out a lot of women of color's feelings or opinions. It invalidates their feelings or opinions because it's like, if the white woman is sad, then the white woman needs to be accommodated. immediately. But if the Black woman is sad, she can handle it, she can persevere, you know, because we're always put up as the strong Black woman when really, you know, we have feelings as well. This is how it affects us in the medical part, because they feel like Black people do not feel the same way, like do not feel pain the same way white people do. So white women tears being the epitome of femininity and feminism, it affects Black women because Black women are supposed to, it puts us in these stereotypes because Black women are supposed to be, you know, strong, independent, you know, we're supposed to be, you know, holding our own, hold it in on our own. I'm sorry, you know, we're supposed to persevere, whereas white women, you know, they're delicate and they're soft and they're submissive. And that's why people see Black women as undesirable now, because we're supposed to be, you know, loud and boisterous, ghetto and mean, when really we are not. Another good example of white women's tears is that one TikTok, and I don't know if she was a teenager or an adult or maybe in my generation, but she did say that Black women were one of the most racist people on, like, the United States or Earth, whatever. Just one of the most racist people, period, which I strongly disagree with, because a lot of the comments were saying, you know, they're either really nice or really mean, like every other person in the world. You know, everyone is either really nice or really mean. Like, you can't really blame a whole race for being racist when they're the main race that is targeted, you know, for racism, especially with Black women being a double minority and you, a white woman, being lightly a minority just because you're a woman. Whew. You can't claim that Black women are the most racist when we're not. The whole women's suffrage movement was also white women tears, and they ended up eventually getting what they want. If you guys didn't know already, the women's suffrage movement was white women being mad because they couldn't vote before Black men could. They were upset that Black men could vote before them because they were Black. Suzanne B. Anthony was a racist. She very much was. So please, 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 please. That's why feminism, I'm not really a big feminist, more of a womanist. A lot of women of color are switching to being a womanist more than being a feminist, because feminism only affects white people, white women. You know, it only benefits white women. White women benefit from feminism because they are able to voice their oppression. Okay, I said that in quotes, y'all. Oppression. They're able to voice their oppression over Black women and women of color's oppression as well. Even though we all know, like, this isn't oppression Olympics or something, but we all know who's clearly more oppressed. And white women tears oppress us. They oppress us. They cancel out our voices, and they allow our voices to go into an empty void. And the only way we can get our voices out is through white women, if you haven't realized it already. And I don't know if this is me speaking from, you know, objectiveness or subjectiveness, but it's me speaking from more of a personal experience, I guess, from seeing, you know, our opinions being silenced, you know, our feelings being silenced in the hands of white women, because white women's feelings, you know, are being uplifted and they're being held to, you know, a certain degree that makes their opinions much more valuable, much more serious. Like, you know, the whole free the nipple movement. Okay, free the nipple, right? Free. I'm not wearing a bra. Let's all not wear bras. Okay, let's all dye our armpits hair pink and dye our vagina hair red. Okay, let's let our hair grow out. But that does not cancel out the years of oppression Black women have faced and still are facing now. That still does not cancel out how Black women still have to worry about their lives and while giving birth to children or being in a doctor. Like, being in a doctor's office, it's not the same. It's not the same, because white women do not have to worry about that, but we do have to worry about whether our white doctor is going to try to kill us or deny us any type of medical assistance, because they were not taught that Black people can feel the same type of pain as white people can. And we probably are stronger, hey, but that does not mean we get denied the same and equal medical treatment that we need. or maybe something that appeals to our race. You know what I mean? So, whew, that was a lot, y'all. But yeah, white women tend to include themselves in oppression and experiences that do not include them. Like I said, when it comes to feminism, you can't really, you can't really call yourself an oppressed race, an oppressed person when you are a white woman. White women, they say things like, oh, I just can't blame everything on white straight men because I am a white lesbian woman. Like, you're still a white woman, and that does not, like, you can't really tell when a woman is lesbian unless they're a stud or something, you know what I mean? So with you being a white lesbian woman, you still are benefiting from systemic racism and society, period, with white women being the beauty standard and just people having to live up to white women having to live up to white women in society, women and non-binary femmes, whatever you want to call yourself, when you are a feminine person and you have to live up to European beauty standards. Okay, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. There's a lot of people who've had experiences in the workplaces where their voices were silenced because of white women. There are a whole bunch of videos out where, a black woman may get loud and voice their opinion without being aggressive, but more being herself and more so being loud. And the white woman gets upset because they feel like they're being targeted or attacked by speaking over the black woman's opinion, like speaking over the black woman and the black woman shutting that down. Like, it's a whole bunch of videos like that. There's a whole bunch of things where you can see that and it's so clear to see. And I feel like it's been 12 minutes, but I feel like I haven't really said much. But I am going to go ahead and let y'all go. I did really want to come out here and talk about this. I tried to make sure my thoughts and opinions were as organized as possible. I've never had to experience white women tears, so I can't really say much about that with being only around black people almost all of my life. But I can say this, if I do have to ever experience that, I don't really know what I would do in that type of situation. It's more like, a morality type thing. Would I put her in her place? Would I comfort her? Hell no, I would not do that. But, I would try to just stand my ground, make sure I'm, still standing my point, being clear, because I know I can be, maybe I can be aggressive and loud sometimes, but hey, when was that ever a problem? Because white women can be the same and they get no backlash for it. That's all I had to say, y'all. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching and listening to me rant about white women. Okay, that is my specialty. I do not mind doing that. And I'll do it again. But, all right. But thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure y'all check out Jonna Jewels. And if you guys have any opinions or if you want to correct me on anything I have to say, then go ahead. Like, I don't mind. Constructive criticism or a friendly debate. But anyways, yes, thank y'all so much for watching and I can't wait to see you for the next episode. Bye.